Hello everybody, Rusted Ground here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the recent Steam NextFest and 5 of the games that I've wishlisted after playing their demos. These are games that will come out in the next few months, and hopefully, if you weren't aware of them, you will be now after watching the video. The order of the games in this video is purely based on the order that I played them in. This is not a top, so without further ado, let's get started. First on my list is Starbirds. This is a base building and resource management game. As part of a civilization of spacefaring birds on a mission to help your people prosper and thrive, you will scan and claim asteroids to mine for resources, build production facilities, and automate manufacturing of advanced goods. The game does have a story, and based on the demo it looks like it's going to be quite an interesting one, but this is clearly a game focused on the actual resource management aspect. The way it works is you discover these asteroids, which you can then scan and start building stuff on them. Each asteroid has various resources which will then need to be combined to manufacture more advanced materials. You also need to establish a transportation route, or transportation routes, multiple, to create a production network using quite a limited space. The game offers you various missions, some are repeatable, others are not, which will require you to explore different ways to transform and combine raw materials into a variety of different goods. The game starts off easy, but you can definitely see from the beginning that it can become quite busy. Some of the standouts for me were the art style, the 360-degree building system on asteroids, and the resource gathering and management mechanics. The game is set out to come out later this year, but there is no definitive date at the time of me recording this video. Next one on the list is another resource management game, or sort of. This one is called Dispatch, and on Steam the official description is this is a superhero workplace comedy where choices matter. In Dispatch, you play as Robert Robertson, a former superhero that had his suit destroyed, and you are forced to take a new job as a superhero dispatch agent. You are assigned to a number of up-and-coming superheroes, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, and your job is to send them to various missions throughout the city, hence why I said that this is another resource management type game, because the superheroes are the resources that you're managing. The demo doesn't go into the story too much, but given the fact that the studio making this game is made up of people that have worked on some of the best Telltale games such as The Wolf Among Us or Tales from the Borderlands, I'm sure that this game will have quite a hefty story. Unfortunately, the demo is quite short. It only took me 30 minutes to finish it, but everything I saw did convince me to wishlist this game. As you can see on screen, it has this superhero cartoon feel and look. It seems to be fully voice acted, and the voice actors that are involved in this project are top tier. Matthew Mercer, Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, Aaron Paul, to name a few, as well as some very well-known YouTubers. I really like the art direction and the concept of managing a team of superheroes. I'm personally still hoping for a superhero XCOM style game, but as there doesn't seem to be anything on the horizon, I think, for the time being, I'll make do with Dispatch. As with the previous title, no exact date for when this game will come out, but it is set to come out later this year. Moving on to the third game I played, and switching genres this time, Mio Memories in Orbit is a very cool looking Metroidvania where you explore an enormous technological ark known as the Vessel, overgrown with machines gone rogue. Again, this is another game where the art direction just mesmerized me. As the story goes, you play as Mio, a nimble robot with extraordinary abilities roaming the Vessel, a spaceship drifting aimlessly into space. By all accounts, it seems that the vessel's caretakers have ceased functioning, and you are going to discover what has happened throughout the game. I really enjoyed the character progression system. The way it works is you find these modules that you can slot into your character. Each module uses a number of slots, but your character only has a limited amount of slots to begin with. So you have to choose what modules you want equipped based on the number of slots you have available. To give you an example from the demo, there is a module that allows you to see the enemy health bar, and without it you are blind to that. There is also another module that makes your third hit more powerful, and so on. By the looks of it, the final product will offer a lot of diversity in terms of gameplay, and this is something that I really like. Mio Memories in Orbit is also set to release later this year. Again, no set date at the time of me recording the video. So fingers crossed it does come out this year. Moving on to the next game, take a look at TerraTech Legion. This is a bullet hell game where you drive a highly customizable vehicle ramming into legions of robotic foes that are trying to destroy you. As you can see on screen, your vehicle is made of block components that can be swapped and arranged however you like to fit your needs. These block components can be anything from wheels and boosters to railguns, orbital lasers, and rocket launchers. Your goal is to assemble the best vehicle possible and eliminate all the bots, the outposts and factories that they have, and as well the bosses that protect these outposts. The demo only has one map, but looking at their Steam page, it seems the end product will feature multiple maps, unique terrain challenges, and an upgrade system in between missions. I personally like the unique take on the genre. The fact that you can essentially build a vehicle from ground up gives you so much replayability, and I'm sure you can also come up with some wild designs. I haven't tested if there are any physics mechanics in the game, but if there aren't, then I think the sky is the limit. I'm looking forward to this game when it comes out, just to basically have some mindless fun while building the most outrageous vehicle possible and destroying hordes of robots, essentially. The fifth and final game I wanted to share in this video is one that might ring a bell to some of you. It is Moonlighter 2: The Endless Vault. This is a sequel to the very popular and highly regarded 2018 action RPG Moonlighter. In Moonlighter 2, you play as Will, a shopkeeper by day and a dungeon adventurer by night. The game features the same loop as the previous title, where basically by night you go into these dungeons in search of rare items and relics that you can then sell in your shop during the day, and with the money that you make, you can help out the other businesses in your village by buying upgrades and items to help you in your future runs. The meta progression mechanics essentially is you invest in the townfolk's establishments to obtain better weapons and armor and upgrades, and as the village grows, new people will come to your shop, which means more money to be made, and so on. There is also a good story element that is tied into the events of the first game, and just from playing the demo I can see that there are several characters that will have a big role in the story, but that remains to be seen when the game launches. I also really like the shopkeeping aspect of the game. In the demo, you get these 4 relic displays where you can put your relics that you want to sell during the day, and then you also get like 2 modifiers that you can use to increase the price of your items. One of the modifiers gives you a flat amount increase, and the other one is a percentage of the base price. And these modifiers can be augmented with shop perks. So the system looks quite deep. And these modifiers that you get access to throughout the day, they give you stuff like the ability to use both modifiers at the same on the same item, increase one modifier's value if your other modifier is under a certain number, and so on. From some of the screenshots that I've seen on their Steam page, you will also be able to grow your shop, so you won't be stuck with just 4 displays, and you will also be able to customize the look of your shop. Now, I haven't played the first Moonlighter game, but the overall loop for Moonlighter 2 definitely reminds me of Dave the Diver, which is one of my favorite games ever. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing this one when it comes out. Again, another game that doesn't have a definitive launch date at the time of me recording this video. Their Steam page just says it's coming out later this year, so again, fingers crossed that it will. But yeah, that's it from me with regards to Steam NextFest. There are other games that I've played, but I haven't really played them for long enough to be able to showcase them here. If you've played any other demos that led you to wishlist the game, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'm very curious to see what other games have piqued your interest. But yeah, thank you very much for sticking around until the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more gaming content. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.